everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I am Sana and in this video we'll cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series 2022 in the GK Today's Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in the GK Today Android application. In this course in app, you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision e-books that are optimized for reading on mobile. You are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. And let me tell you one more thing. If you want the Hindi version of this session, you can refer to our former channel named as GK Today. The link has been given in the description box from where you can reach to. So without taking much of your time, let's get started.
Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 24th of February 2022. Starting with very first question. Khajuraho Dance Festival is a famous event organized in which Indian state? So the 48th Khajuraho Dance Festival commenced in Madhya Pradesh recently, and the week-long festival will be held till 26th of February 2022. So this world-famous Khajuraho Dance Festival is being organized in Khajuraho itself, which is located in Chhatarpur district in Madhya Pradesh. So the festival is being organized on the theme of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and artists from across the country and the world are performing at the festival. Okay. Now let's see two things why Madhya Pradesh state was in news. First of all, Madhya Pradesh government has changed the name of MP Professional Examination Board into Madhya Pradesh Karamchari Chayan Ayog. Fine. And second thing is, Asia's biggest bio-CNG plant has been inaugurated in MP's Indore, and it has a capacity of 550 metric tons per day, which is the highest in Asia till now. Okay. Now let's see some of the important dances from different states which are asked in your exams as a static GK part. First is Bharatnatyam. This dance is from Tamil Nadu. Then second is Kathak. Kathak belongs to UP. Then third is Kuchipudi from Andhra Pradesh. Then next is Garba from the state Gujarat. After that it is Fagua. Fagua belong to Jharkhand. Next is Odissi from obviously Odisha. Then next is Kathakali. This is very important. It is from the state Kerala. After that it is Satriya. This has been asked many times in the exams. It belongs to Assam. Next is Jhumar. Jhumar belong to Haryana. Do remember that Jhumar and Ghumar are the two different dance forms. Okay. Jhumar belong to Haryana while Ghumar belong to Rajasthan. You would have heard the song Ghumar Ghumar as well. Okay. Now next is Manipuri. It is from Manipur. Some dance forms are quite easy, as the name itself suggests from which state does that particular dance belong to. Another important dance form is Mohiniyattam from the state Kerala. After that, now one very important dance from Jammu Kashmir is Rauf. I would like to give it 3 stars. Then from Uttarakhand, there are various dance forms, for example, Kajri, Jhora, etc. Okay. Do remember that the oldest dance form in India is Bharatnatyam. Okay. You have to tell me, Kolattam dance belong to which particular state? Please answer me in the comments. Question number 2. The Supreme Court has scrapped the gender cap on performers in orchestra bars in which state recently? So the Supreme Court has scrapped the condition imposed by Maharashtra authorities that limited the number of female and male performers in the orchestra bars to 4 each. Okay. So the court also said that the cap directly transgresses the fundamental rights of the performers as well as the license owners under Article 15(1) and Article 19(1)(g) of the Indian Constitution. Okay. Then apart from it, GMRT, that is Giant Meter Wave Radio Telescope, is an array of 30 fully steerable parabolic radio telescope, and it is located near Pune in Maharashtra. So astronomers from the National Center of Radio Astrophysics TIFR in Pune and the universities of California have used this GMRT to map the distribution of atomic hydrogen gas from the host galaxy of a fast radio burst. Okay, so this telescope was in use. That's why you can be asked that in which Indian state is the GMRT located. Answer is Maharashtra. Okay. So recently, Tamil Nadu has told the Supreme Court that it does not want the Indian Neutrino Observatory to be built in vulnerable ecological zone in the Western Ghats at the cost of wildlife and biodiversity, along with local opposition and public outcry against the project. Okay, so according to the state Tamil Nadu, this corridor connects the Periyar Tiger Reserve on the Kerala Tamil Nadu border, which is obviously home to the tigers, and even a small disturbance would affect their environment. That's why. Okay. Then apart from it, the Karnataka High Court has struck down the provisions of Karnataka Police Amendment Act 2021 that had banned the online games, and the division bench was headed by Chief Justice Ritu Raj Avasthi and Justice Krishna S. Dikshit. Also, AAR, that is the Authority for Advanced Ruling of Karnataka bench, has ruled that 18% GST will be levied on the income that is earned from providing the guest lectures. Okay, can you tell me e-bike taxi scheme belong to which particular state? Please let me know in the comments. Question number 3. Which Indian city has been elected as the host of 2023 International Olympic Committee's session? So India will host the 2023 International Olympic Committee session in Mumbai. And India will be hosting the prestigious IOC meeting for the very first time since 1983, when the 86th session was held in New Delhi. So the session, which will be held in May or June next year, will include the election for the host country for the 2030 Winter Olympics and a sports program for Los Angeles 2028 Olympic Games. Now earlier we have seen that 6th African Union European Union Summit was held recently at Brussels in Belgium, where heads of member states of African Union and European Union participated, and meeting was co-chaired by President of European Council, President of Senegal and Chairperson of African Union. Okay. Then a 2-day G20 finance ministers and central bank governors meeting was held recently in Jakarta, which was hosted by obviously Indonesia, and India was represented by our Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Now 2022 Munich conference commenced recently with a major focus on Ukraine crisis. But do remember that there was no Russian delegation to the conference. And talking about Munich conference, it is an annual event in which world leaders gather to discuss the international security related policies. Fine. Now also we have seen that recently USA has passed a resolution to support for an independent Ukraine and condemn the Russian military aggression. So now USA administration can impose the sanctions on its own regardless of congressional action. Okay. Question number 4. What is Alcyoneus, which was discovered recently with respect to space science? So scientists have recently discovered the largest known galaxy ever, located around 3 billion light years away. And the galaxy, which is named as Alcyoneus, is a giant radio galaxy, and this is roughly 16.3 million light years long. Okay. Now apart from it, Drug Controller General of India has approved the Corbevax for children in the age group of 12 to 18 years. Then Indian mining major Vedanta has tied up with Taiwanese electronics manufacturing company named as Honhai Technology Group to form a joint venture for manufacturing the semiconductors in India. Do remember that Mr. Anil Agarwal, who is the non-executive chairman of Vedanta, will be the chairman of this joint venture company. Now recently we have seen that ISRO has successfully launched Earth Observation Satellite 04. And also ISRO has decommissioned INSAT-4B, which is an Indian communication satellite that forms the part of Indian National Satellite System. Then Indian Institute of Sciences has commissioned one of the India's most powerful supercomputer named as Param Pravega, and it has been designed by CDAC. Do remember that Samsung has surpassed Intel to become the world's leading chip maker by revenue in 2021. So now Samsung is the world's top semiconductor company. Okay, Samsung is from South Korea and Intel belongs to US. You have to tell me which young girl has become the first Indian to complete the prestigious NASA program. Do let me know if you remember. Question number 5. Which country has unveiled its first hydrogen powered train? So Japan has recently unveiled its first hydrogen powered train as a step towards the nation's goal of becoming carbon neutral by the year 2050. So the 2-car Highbury train cost about $35 million and can travel up to 140 kilometers at a top speed of 100 kilometers per hour on a single filling of hydrogen. And the train has been developed by East Japan Railway in partnership with Toyota and Hitachi. Now recently we have seen that India has unveiled the new green hydrogen policy, and it aims to boost the green hydrogen and green ammonia. So any new renewable energy facilities built to produce the power for the green hydrogen generation before July 2025 will receive 25 years of free power transmission under this new policy. And this move is projected to make the green hydrogen production more cost effective for the users of hydrogen and ammonia, such as fertilizers and the oil refineries. Okay. Now, Energy Transition Advisory Committee was formed by Ministry of Steel Industries, and it is headed by Tarun Kapoor, who is the former Secretary of Petroleum Ministry. So it will basically focus on increasing the share of clean energy sources such as hydrogen, biofuel, nuclear, geothermal and tidal energies in the country. And also it will help India to achieve its net zero emissions target by 2070. And it will create an energy transition roadmap within 6 months. Fine. Question number 6. What is the theme of the World Day of Social Justice 2022? So World Day of Social Justice is observed on 20th of February every year, and the main objective of celebrating the World Day of Social Justice is to raise a voice against the social injustice and to bring various communities together to eliminate poverty, discrimination, illiteracy, and to make a socially integrated society. Fine. And the theme for this year was achieving social justice through formal employment. Fine. Now apart from it, International Mother Language Day is observed across the world on 21st of February to promote the linguistic and cultural diversity and multilingualism. Okay. So this day was recognized by UNESCO in 1999 on the initiative of Bangladesh, and it has been observed globally since 2000. And the theme for this year was using technology for multilingual learning, challenges and opportunities. Fine. Now apart from it, Arunachal Pradesh got the status of a state from Union Territory on 20th of February 1987. So on the same day, the formation of Mizoram state took place after a peace accord was signed between the centre and Mizo National Front. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi greeted the people of Mizoram and Arunachal Pradesh on their statehood day and hailed their contribution as well. Okay. So you can be asked that Mizoram and Arunachal Pradesh celebrate their statehood on which particular day? Answer is 20th of February. Also, 21st of January 2022 marks the 50th anniversary of the formation of the states Manipur, Meghalaya and Tripura, which were created on this day in 1972. So Manipur and Tripura were princely states, while Meghalaya was part of the state Assam. So the states came into being under the northeastern region Reorganization Act of 1971. Do remember, Arunachal Pradesh share its border with 3 countries basically, which are these: China, Myanmar and Bhutan. Fine. Question number 7. Which ministry hosted a brainstorming webinar on implementation of budget in education and skill sector? So the Indian government is hosting a series of webinars across many sectors to help with implementation of budget announcement. And the Ministry of Education hosted a webinar on education and skill sector as a part of this series, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the plenary session. So total 7 parallel breakout sessions were held under the identified themes. Now apart from it, Eat Right India is a flagship mission of Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, which aims to ensure that all citizens of the country get safe and nutritious food. So under this initiative, Sehatmand Delhi program was launched to identify the premises that can be recognized as Eat Right campus. So recently, 4 police stations of New Delhi have been certified as Eat Right campus by the FSSAI. Okay. Now apart from it, the purple, or you can say lavender revolution, was launched by the Union Ministry of Science and Technology through the CSIR Aroma mission, and it aims to increase the lavender cultivation in Jammu and Kashmir. So recently it was announced that the government was planning to commence the purple revolution in the Ramban district of Jammu and Kashmir. Okay. Question number 8. Janbhagidari Empowerment Portal is an initiative of which state or union territory? So the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir has recently hosted the Janbhagidari Empowerment Portal on another server with higher bandwidth for better accessibility to the public. So it is a one-stop, interactive and user-friendly digital platform which gives information on the status and the number of developmental works being executed in their areas. So this portal has links to schemes like Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, PM Awas Yojana, Urban, SBM Rural and PMGSY under the execution. Okay. Now apart from it, Jammu Kashmir is set to become the first union territory to have a district level good governance index, and this framework will have total 58 indicators to examine different aspects of development and district administration such as agriculture, commerce and industry, public safety, public health, etc. Fine. The Union Ministry for Environment, Forest and Climate Change has notified the latest amendment to the Environmental Protection Act. And as per the notification, all coal and lignite based thermal power plants should utilize 100% fly ash in an environmental friendly manner for making the construction sector products, and this aims to decrease the requirement of land for disposing the fly ash in the ash ponds. Fine. Now after the recommendation by the 3-member committee, the centre has decided to continue with the existing annual income limit of 8 lakh rupees for identification of economically weaker section. So basically Supreme Court raised doubts over the 10% quota while dealing with the NEET PG admissions, and the centre set up the committee to revisit the income limit of EWS quota, and this committee comprised the former Union Finance Secretary Mr. Ajay Bhushan Pandey as well. Okay. So do remember that what is the criteria of identification for EWS? Right now it is 8 lakh rupees. Question number 9. Which country manufactures and supplies MH-60 Romeo Multi Role Helicopters for India? So US manufactures and supplies MH-60 Romeo Multi Role Helicopters for the Indian Navy, and the first batch of 3 MH-60R helicopters contracted by the Navy are scheduled to arrive in India by mid-July. So this will be the first major induction of helicopters by the Indian Navy after decades for deployment on the ships. Now apart from it, in a special drive conducted to help farmers, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi flagged off 100 Kisan drones in different cities and towns to spray the pesticide in the farms across the country. So the Union Budget 2022 to 23 announced that the center will promote Kisan drones, chemical-free natural farming, public-private partnerships for the delivery of digital and high-tech services to the farmers across the country. Okay. Now, apart from it, a sport called as pickleball has become one of the fastest growing sports in the USA, and it is a combination of elements taken from tennis, badminton and ping pong. So the first permanent pickleball court was constructed in 1967, and All India Pickleball Association said that the sport has reached over 16 states in India and has around 3,000 registered players. So it is played with a perforated plastic ball and wooden paddles that are twice the size of ping pong paddles. Fine. So you can be asked that what is the name of the new sport seen in the news recently, which is a combination of tennis, badminton and ping pong. Answer is pickleball. Now coming to last question, Specialized Schools of Excellence is an initiative of which state or union territory? So the Delhi government established the Specialized Schools of Excellence to equip the students with world-class facilities and instructors. So now with the introduction of 11 new schools of excellence, this year the total number of such schools rose to 31. And the schools provide specialized education in science, technology, engineering and mathematics, also known as STEM, humanities, performing and visual arts, high-end 21st century skills and armed forces school. Okay. Now recently we have seen that the Delhi government is set to implement the GRAP, which stands for Graded Response Action Plan, to tackle the COVID-19, and it is a kind of color-coded action plan with yellow at the lowest level of alert and red at the highest level of alert. So under this new plan, the level of restriction in the markets, industries, offices and public transport will be determined based on the factors like COVID-19 test positivity rate, new cases, occupancy of oxygen beds in hospitals, etc. Only thing you have to remember is GRAP system belongs to Delhi. Now Jammu Kashmir Real Estate Summit 2021 was recently held for the first time, and during the summit 39 real estate memorandum of understandings worth 18,900 crore rupees were signed, and 19 of these MOUs were related to the residential sector, 8 were of commercial project, while 4 of them were related to hospitality. Okay. Also, the Legislative Assembly of Delhi has passed the Delhi Teachers University Bill, which aims to build a world-class teachers training university at Bakarwala village. To remember that it has been announced that food aggregators like Swiggy and Zomato will have to collect and deposit tax at 5% rate from 1st of January 2022. And cab aggregators like Uber and Ola will have to collect 5% GST for booking 2- and 3-wheeler vehicles. Fine. You have to tell me which state has recently won the Vijay Hazare Trophy in 2021-22 edition. Please answer me in the comments. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.